Got here. I'm fucking muted again. How does that even happen? Dudes, man, we got Montori in here early. I'm telling you, man, Montori and Vincent Villarreal were in here like quarter of. You guys are sick, man. You're awesome. You're awesome. Let's get this started, shall we? Wait, let me see something here, and boom.
Hired him, replaced him with the next hot coordinator in Todd Bowles. He was the next big thing. Todd Bowles and his hybrid linebackers and all that sort of stuff. Remember? He was the hot guy. Hired Todd Bowles. He sucked. And then we went to the previous head coach route. So we only like to hire a head coach. If they have experience, we like to make sure that they're fired first. We want to make sure that their previous gig was a complete flop, and then we'll take them. We don't want anybody who's kind of, on a high note or anything like that. They were beating us up last week about being not good enough. We didn't deserve. We got this guy Shap saying that we don't deserve the number one pick. A team like the Jets doesn't deserve to be rewarded with a guy like Trevor Lawrence. This is the shit we hear. So we win a game. Everybody's supposed to be happy. What does the NFL media do? They laugh at us. You guys couldn't even do that. You can't even lose right. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, and it cuts both ways for us. So, you.
All right, man. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. I am psyched for this one. I really am. I was going to do a full free agency one, but somebody wrote me on YouTube, and they had the basic construct of this idea. I feel bad because I forgot the name. My intention was to give them some props in here, but I can't because I'm burnt. So I'm sorry about that, but you know who you are. I hope you're in here. And I said, you know what? That's a great idea. I was thinking at first that I couldn't do it because PFN doesn't allow player trades, but it's like, let's just pick for Houston. It was like real quick. I'm like, oh, we can do that. So I want to say hello to you guys first. Like I said, Vincent Villarreal and Joe Montori were in here at quarter to 10, man, waiting. They were yelling at me like, dude, let's go. And I love that. So thank you. But I want to say hello to everybody. Obviously, Montori, Parker's here, John Holton, Braden, Derek Finneran, Armin, what's up, man? Mr. Magix is back. Lewis is always around. Love that guy. E-Rock, there you are, man. Mitt Flair. Man, I'm telling you, I feel like I know you guys. Isn't it crazy? What a crazy world we live in now. It's like even with Matt and Ryan, I never even met those guys. Isn't that crazy? Like it's such a weird thing. So tell me, is my sound okay? Is my sound good? Is my internet okay? Because you never know with me. Thor's here. Big Green, New York Jets 24, Theo, Greg Tarr, Dimitri, Chad. You guys are all here, man. Brandon Rydell, Eric Rivera, sorry. Marty Thompson, let's see. Cornerback, Sertain, Farley, and Horn likely will go in the first round. Yeah, man. Veer Tucker, yeah, I love him. Wide receiver Robinson. Yeah, well, this is so next week. So let me just say this real quick. So tonight we're going to do a specific trade, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like in just a second. If you didn't see my Instagram or my Twitter, I posted it like a few times today to try to get everybody to see, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and go through the whole thing today. And then next week's mock, what we're going to do is we're going to imagine a mock free agent session, like, so which guys we sign so that we can draft in according to what guys, like, for example, Joe Thuney or Robinson and all those cats, you know? So I sound a little rough, Terry. Thor says I'm good. Parker's good. Sounds good. Holton, okay. Awesome. Well, I hope it's the pick's a little bit fuzzy, Tar. Blurry, Terry. So am I blurry to everybody? Let me see here. I got my Wii Boost going on. That should be good. It should be good. Hello, Mr. Machine. Tom Coleman. What's up with you? Marty. Yeah, Andrew Sayaka. You know what my last name is, Andrew? It's kind of like that. My last name is Sarekia. You like that? It's funny. I go to places and they're like, Mr. Sakaria. I'm like, dude, the fuck is that? It sounds like testicular cancer. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do tonight, okay? So tonight we're going to pretend that we traded for Deshaun Watson and certain picks are no longer ours. So let's look at it this way, okay? Oh, shit. Let me see. Sorry. There it is. So as you can see, this is what we're going to base the draft on tonight. You guys can see what I have here. So this is the trade scenario. I tried to be somewhere in the middle. In truth, this is even a little bit heavier than I particularly think Joe Douglas is going to do. I know everybody's talking about 3 firsts and seconds and then Sam and everybody else. But so I took some of that. But what we're going to do is we're just going to base the draft that we do tonight, the mock that we do tonight, on this scenario, okay? So the Jets receive Deshaun Watson and a 2022 fifth-round pick, which doesn't help us tonight. I wondered why I didn't put it there. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So the Texans receive our second overall pick, our third pick, from Seattle, which is number 86, and then they get a first next year, a second in 2023, and they get Sam Darnold. So here's the thing. We now have a quarterback named Deshaun Watson, but we don't have the number 2 pick. We have our second first, our second, and our first third. All right. So what we'll do with that is we're going to just, when it comes to pick number 2, we're going to pick for Houston. We'll try to think, all right, well, who are they going to draft? And, you know what I mean? So then when we get to pick 86, we'll do the same thing. So we have to think about this. Number 1, we're not going to have the second overall pick. It's Houston's. We're not going to have pick 86. It's Houston's. But so we're also going to remember that trades that we make, we don't have a second, third. We only have 1 first. We have a first, a second, and a third, as if we didn't trade for anybody, but we got Deshaun Watson. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes before we start, maybe 2, 3, 4 more minutes, just to make sure everybody gets in here. We're still ticking upward right now. So I want to make sure, that we do that. So let me just see what you guys are saying. What's up, Harrison? Yeah, man. Sciatic. Yeah. Okay. Giving the second, 34th this year and our first next year, Deshaun wants us. I know. Well, the thing is, too, guys, in reality, Erock, is that Deshaun Watson has a no-trade clause. And my podcast is coming out tomorrow. I hope you guys will listen to it. I'll give you a little bit of it now, but I go into great detail about the optics of Houston trading with Miami. So last year, Miami traded Larry Tunsil and Kenny Stills to Houston for their first last year, their first this year, and their second this year, and then a couple other players, right? So that trade put Houston in the hole that they're in. That trade put them there. So do you think they're going to try to get out of the hole by trading their franchise quarterback to get their own pick back? I don't think there's any way in hell that they're willing to do that. I don't. I just don't think they're going to do it. I would be blown away. These guys are egocentric. They're not going to do it, man. So, and Deshaun Watson can put the kibosh on any other trade that they make. Hey, Detroit wants to fuck you. I ain't going to Detroit. That's all he has to say, So that's what I think. But like I said, my podcast tomorrow is going to go in great detail about this stuff. So, all right, Kenigma says this would be great. Patrick Jones, Richie, okay. Like it, right, Broadway. It's realistic. Joe Corsello loves it. Houston is in shambles. We should be able to get Watson at a discount. I agree. And you, Parker, you heard me. I've been saying this for over 3 weeks now. Kyle says it's too much. Kyle, let me just tell you something. I agree. Hey, Drums is here. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Liam, that's a good question. Why would Houston want to take Sam if they have the second overall pick? Let's say this. Maybe they want to start Sam and groom the quarterback. They don't want to draft the quarterback and throw him to the fire. They want him to sit for a year. You know? It's a good question, though. I'm just trying to get the value up, and then they can trade or whatever. Joe Douglas will stay conservative and keep his picks to build the O-line. That's very possible. Let's see. It's morally wrong for the Texans to trade for isn't it though, Liam? It's crazy. They can't do it. They can't do it. You take Watson if we can, no question. I agree, Coach. I want you to know I'm bullish on trading for Watson. I am. We have never had a quarterback with his potential. Never. Obviously, we had Namath. But honestly, Chad Pennington, who I loved, first round pick, not Deshaun Watson. Sanchez, not Deshaun Watson. Geno Smith, not Deshaun Watson. We had Brett Favre with the end of his career. Vinny Testaverde at the end of his career, he was good, but he's not Deshaun Watson, man. Sam Darnold, sadly, is not Deshaun Watson. So, all right, we got just about everybody's here. Number one, let me say this, guys. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. I want to thank you guys. I just passed 1,000 subscribers, which is a major YouTube plateau. It's a threshold, and I'm grateful, man. I really am. We did it in less than a month, or just about a month, like a day under a month. If we got to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm grateful and I thank you. But if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe, like this video if you could, and then tomorrow take a look at my podcast. It'll be out in the morning. Tomorrow morning it'll be out. So bring in JJ Big Green. You're going to hear I talk about this on my podcast. But one of the things the Jets can do is that can add value to whatever it is in the trade that we're trying to do with Deshaun Watson is we can say, look, you owe JJ Watt $17 million. You have to cut him. You can't pay him. They're going to have to cut him. So we will give you a 4th round pick for JJ Watt or a 5th round pick, and we'll take on the $17 million salary. You're going to see Joe Douglas doing that stuff. So we could get Deshaun Watson and JJ Watt for this trade and a 5th or something like that. You know what I mean? All right, guys. So look, we're going to get into this. Everybody's here for the most part. We might have 1 or 2 guys later. If somebody comes in and goes, hey, what are we doing? What happened to our 2nd round pick? Do me a favor. Take care of them for us. Let's take care of each other. Let me know. So, guys, we're going to base tonight's draft on this trade scenario that you see on your screen right now. So the Jets receive essentially Deshaun Watson, the 5th round pick we can't play with tonight, but we have it. The Texans are going to take our 2nd overall pick, our second third round pick, which is pick 86. And then next year's first, 2023 third, and Sam Darnold. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick, because PFN, the simulator, we have to make a pick. So we'll make the pick as if it's Houston trading this trade. And we'll do that for them, and then we'll just take them off our board at the end, okay? But don't forget, we now have 2 less picks. So when we start talking about trades and stuff, you might want to think about this trade when we're talking about in-draft. Sorry, did you see that? What the fuck was that? Sorry, now I got to wait for everybody again. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus. That was all me. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I know, it's crazy, man. Don't forget, I got old fingers. They do weird shit. And I hit back. Like, oh, come on. Sorry about that, guys. I know everybody's like, dude, this guy's so old. I know, right, Parker? So let me just see what you guys are saying. I see some beefy comments. I want to just make sure. Joshua Kaufman is saying, this is what I would do. Jets fan, this is a great trade, but replace Darnold with Deshaun Austin and Josh Adams, and then ask the Texans for a 222nd and 7th. Yeah, I mean, they don't have the value of Darnold. You know that. All right, so we're going to do it, okay? So let me just show you the trade one more second here, just so you can see. Okay. Here's the trade, guys. One more time. Take a look at it. Excuse me. Take a look. And now we're going to go ahead and get into this here. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to pull up the good old-fashioned PFN mock draft simulites. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I was just sharing it. All right. Here we go. Okay. See it? Okay, guys. So we'll pick the New York Jets. We're going to do 7 rounds. We'll do it at normal speed. And here we go. So remember, we're going to pick for Houston. So tell me who you think realistically the Houston Texans are going to want. Remember, there's cries of potential racism going on in Houston right now. So that's one of the issues that they're having. So look, we can't take this trade, but I would. Look at that. Pick 3. Oh, my God. What a trade, guys. Figures. Now, does Houston want to take that trade? Maybe. We're not going to get all into that. So what do you guys think is the pick for Houston right now? We don't have to spend too much time on this. You see that? You see that? Finally, we get this trade right back to 3. It didn't happen when we were there. So who do you think? You think we can't, Eddie, because we don't have, remember, pick number 2 is not ours in this trade scenario. Don't forget what we're doing. We traded the pick to Houston for Deshaun Watson. So we don't have number 2 and we don't have pick 86. So when we get there, we're going to pick for the Texans. So let's just see how many people think Fields, how many think Wilson, how many think Lance, or how many think Jones or whatever. Fields, Wilson, Fields. They're going to take a quarterback here, Iraq. I know what you're saying, but they're taking a quarterback. Wilson, Fields. Yeah, Fields is pulling away a little bit. Trade to Houston now for their 7th round pick. Now, it gets too complex. We're just going to do it nice and simple. I want to get to our draft and just lose these 2 picks. I don't want to get too nuts. Attempt to trade. I can't trade. I would trade Darnold for the Colts. I know. Guys, listen, I understand there's a million options that we could do. Okay? Believe me, my brain goes nuts with this stuff. We're just going to do the scenario that we presented, okay? So who do we want to pick for Houston? Propose a trade to Houston. What do you mean? We are Houston at this pick, Braden. For the Colts pick. Yeah, well, when we get there, we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take Justin Fields, okay, for the Houston Texans. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, when we get to the end, this is not our pick. So let's go ahead and take Justin Fields for the Houston Texans. Boom. Okay. Oh, you guys were saying you wanted me to try to trade up with you. You guys are out of your minds. You guys are worse than me, I think. You guys are out of your minds. Trade with Houston. I can't even believe this shit's real. That's hilarious to me. Trade with Houston. Trade up. So, all right. So here we go. What do we got here? We got a trade. The Arizona Cardinals, we have 3 offers. Let's take a look at these, okay, before we get nuts. The Arizona Cardinals are offering 49, which is their second round pick, 79, which is their third, and next year's second. I say poo-poo to that, guys. All right. This is a first round pick. So the Colts are asking us to move back 13 spots and give them 164 for pick 50, which is dead smack in the middle of the second round. Ooh. So the Bills are offering us next year's second to move back 7 spots. So let me see what you guys think. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Decline all 3. Next time, right. You guys are fucking awesome, man. No to the Cardinals. Look at the offers. Yeah, it would be funny. It would be funny. But they don't always accept it, Robbie. I know what you're saying, man, but it's not that smooth. You get into all kinds of hiccups. You want to take the Bills, or you want to counter the Bills with what, Terry? You should have just offered the number 2 and third round for a 7th next year. I see what you're saying. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I see what you're saying. All right. So do we take any of these trades? Here's where we are. Do we take any of these trades right now? I'll show them to you again. Okay. We have the Cardinals. They want us to move back 26 spots for 79, which is the third and next year's second. Value, it's fine, but it's like, no way, dude. The Colts asking us to go back 13 spots and give them 164, and we can counter for a second round pick. So we would gain a second round pick. Remember, we lost one of our thirds. Okay. And the Bills are offering us to move 7 spots back. They'll give us next year's second. We might be able to counter that and see if they'll give us this year's third. What do you guys think? All right, Big Green, I see what you're saying. Big Green is saying to counter oh, for God's sakes, Kyle. Let me see. Let me see here. So Big Green is saying to counter the Colts, to move back 13 spots, take out 164, and see if we can. Now that means we don't have a first. It means we have 2 seconds, essentially. We could take out 164. These are what our picks look like. Okay. So we could take this out, maybe drop it to 216, maybe move it to next year. We could probably move it to next year. They would take that. We could try it without it at all. You guys good for that? What do you guys think? If Rousseau is there, it's a steal. I don't know, Roberto. I'm not the biggest Rousseau fan. I like him, but there's other guys I want. Okay, so let's see what the draft board, because Rousseau is here. Let's make sure that we consider the players that are there. So we got Rousseau, we got Veer Tucker, a tackle, we got Asai, an edge, Najee Harris, Etienne is there, Samuel Cosme, Tevin Jenkins, Pat Fryermuth, my boy right there. Wyatt Davis is still there. You got Eric Stokes, cornerback. So we got to so tell me this. Do you want to accept a trade, and which one you want to accept? Bills trade. Okay, Josh and Ryan are saying Bills trade, Big Greens. Okay, Josh, take a sigh, trade back and with counter and get Chubba Hubbard. But Tom, you got to talk to me in specifics, buddy. The Bills. Okay, so let's look at the Bills trade. Here we go. All right. More people are saying the Bills trade than anything else. So you want to just take the Bills trade. What are we going to counter? We can't counter with much here. Want me to throw on a 7th? Let's see. They gave it to us. All right, so we just gained a 2nd and a 7th. All right, here we go. So who do we want to take with our 2nd round pick? We got it. Okay, pick 30. We're going to have to pick someone sometime, though, guys. Seattle wants to give us next year's entire damn draft. We already have their first. They want to give us the second and third. So, who do you want to take? What's our position of need? Let's take a look at the wide receivers. Okay, just so we know. Najee Harris is there. Okay, we got Kadarius Toney. He will not be there. He might be there at 34. He might, but most likely not. Terrence Marshall's there. Rondell Moore, Tylan Wallace. Okay, let's take a look at the guards. Wyatt Davis is sitting there, and you got Deontay Brown and Trey Smith, and then you got the other guys, Jack Anderson, Ben Cleveland. They're all there. Okay, let's look at the centers. They're all there. Creed Humphrey, Josh Myers, they're there. So we could have, and let's look at one more. Let's look at edge. Okay, that's our other priority. We got Owa, Phillips, Perkins, Basham, and Patrick Jones. We can hold off a little bit maybe and get one of those guys with the next pick. Like a guy like Kadarius Toney or Najee Harris are not going to be there. So tell me who it is that you want right now, and I'm going to add them up, and we'll take our first player. We're not going to accept that trade. There's just no way. You want Shaka Toney? Try for Davis in the second. Okay. We don't need to take Pat Jones right now. Najee Harris. Oh, okay, AF. I'll check cornerback for you too. Although I would be brokenhearted if that's what you guys chose. We got Stokes, Asante Samuel. They're all there. Adebo, Gary Vincent. Like they're all, a lot of the guys, Horn and Farley and those guys aren't there. But, the top tier's gone. Davis or Toney? Harris. Who said Harris? A couple of guys are saying Harris. We're going to sign a wide receiver in free agency. Maybe, maybe not. Pat Freiermuth. There you go, buddy. I know I'm with you. Any takers for Pat Freiermuth? Any takers, man? Nobody loves the tight ends. You guys are making mistakes. You got Pat Freiermuth sitting right there. He's not going to be there long, I'm telling you right now. So Freiermuth, Najee Harris, Kadarius Toney, they're gone. I'm telling you right now. Braden says Freiermuth. No. Liam doesn't like my tight ends. Yeah, Richie. Tight end, buddy. Harris systems need runners. We would love to get Creed. We could probably get Creed at 34. So we're going to have to really step up our plan here, okay? So I'm just put down the player you want. I got a whole bunch of Najee Harris right now. I know Richie wants tight end with me. Anthony saying Kadarius Toney. Joshua's giving me 2 because he's non-committal, like a lot of us. Pick one guy. It's hard, Josh. Toney or Davis? You want Wyatt Davis? I know. I think tight end would be the best pick right here. I really do. Texans already said they want 4 first-round picks. So why are you talking about that? What does it have to do with our trade? That's not what they're getting. We're just doing a scenario here, Milton. Don't start throwing sticks in our spokes. We're already moving. All right. E-Rock says Davis. We got Freiermuth still, one guy. Harris does not fit the offense. White Davis, Patrick Jones next. Toney or Davis. Harris. Kadarius Toney. Telling you, Kadarius Toney's getting the most votes right now. Is that what you guys really want to do? Let's take a look. Now, remember, we already got Deshaun Watson, so we want to give him something. We want to protect him, or we want to give him something right now. Okay? We got to give him somebody to play with. We already have Mims and Crowder, but we got to give him somebody to play with. We don't know who we got in free agency. Freiermuth. I got 3 or 4 Freiermuths right now. You guys good? I know. I hear you, Ryan. That's the way I see it. We go get our Kittle. That's absolutely Pat Freiermuth. He's Kelsey. You want our first pick in the draft to be Najee Harris, huh? All right, I'm telling you, we got 4 for Pat Fryermuth. We got 1, 2, 3, and some of you guys are voting twice. 3 guys for Kadarius Toney. What's up, Tony G? I see you, buddy. Wyatt Davis. Curtis Samuel. Yeah, maybe. We might get him, but who knows? Okay, I'm trying to. GreenBean, you ever think of doing a mock offseason instead of... Yes, I have. I'm actually going to. Next week, we're going to do a full free agency. So we're gonna outline an entire free agency and then do the draft in response to that. And then within the next few weeks, we're going to do an entire mock off season. But I'll outline it for you guys so you guys know what we're doing. All right, it's actually looking like Pat Fryermuth, man. I'm telling you, I'm just counting up the votes. John's now on board. Richie's on board. Creed Humphrey, gotta be Fryermuth. Joe Montori is on board. Yeah, but Fryermuth is better than Brevin Jordan. I like Brevin Jordan a lot. I do. The drop off at tight end is too big. Don't forget, we have a pick and 4 picks. So we're going to go ahead and take Pat Fryermuth. Is that what we're doing? Hey, thank you, AF. I do appreciate it, buddy. How do you not take Harris? Well, because, running back isn't – I mean, I love him, but it's like when you look at the premium picks, like the running backs are deep too. Najee's special, but taking a running back before some of these positions. All right, so we're going to go Pat Fryermuth, dude. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll look at edge and wide receiver next. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I can't believe you guys are finally giving me Fryermuth. Thank you. Boom. Look at that. Our first pick is a big mammoth tight end from Penn State. So we have 2 trade offers for pick 34. This is our second round pick. They're offering us pick 57, which is 23 picks back, and our 7th for next year's 7th, our second, I'm sorry. The Raiders are offering us 48, 180, and next year's 2nd. What do you guys think? What are you seeing here? Josh, no, stay around. Why'd you still come on? You can still get your guys. You got to stay. This is what happens. Believe me, a couple weeks in a row, the guys I wanted, everybody outvoted me. I can't, it is what it is. It is a good pick. So now I don't think we should take this trade. Okay, just so you know. But here's who's on the board. You got Najee Harris is still sitting there. What do you think of that? Pat Fryermuth wouldn't have made it. Najee Harris is here. Terrence Marshall. So Kadarius Toney's gone, and Samuel Cosme and Eric Stokes are the 3 players that were taken. Najee Harris is going to be one of the next few picks. We have Wyatt Davis is still there. Creed Humphrey is still there. I think we got to do something. And then we can grab our edge guy. Let's take a look at edge. We gained pick 50 in that trade, I believe it was, right? Or something like that. All these guys, Patrick Jones and Basham, are going to be there for a couple seconds. Harris or Jones? Najee, Wyatt Davis, Joe Corsello says. Pick Davis. We're going to take Gainwell later. Najee. We got a cornerback from Garrett Ham. It looks like Wyatt Davis, and then we got a Patrick Jones, Wyatt Davis. Let me add these up. Yeah, Josh, what are you going to do? It was a vote, Actually, Kyle Pitts is the best tight end in the draft, and he was gone. Pat Fryermuth is a very, very close second. If you're not familiar with him, man, I think if you watch him, you're going to like him. He's a very strong blocker. His yards after the catch are impressive, and he's got a mean streak. And he's a great blocker, great catcher, man. I mean, he's an all-around tight end. He's the whole package. You're going to like him if you dig into him. Patrick Jones. Oh wait, Harris, Jones. Let me make sure it's not the same guy. I see Josh. Josh is voting 5 times. So when I count, he's nice. Look at Josh. How many times are you going to vote, buddy? That's called spam. Don't spam us. Wyatt Davis. Okay. So it's between Najee Harris, Patrick Jones, and Wyatt Davis. Trey Smith will be there. Absolutely. He's going to be there for a few minutes. Take Harris. Trying to figure out what you guys really want. It looks like Najee's got a couple guys that are being, but Big Green and Patrick Jones is going to be there with our next pick. 90% chance. 90% chance, Richie. I'm just telling you that. Don't forget, like, this is one of the things I try to talk to you guys about. Like, we have players that we like with the draft, but the really important thing is to watch who's going off the board. And the draft is always streaky. You'll see 5 wide receivers go in like 20 picks, and you'll see this happen. It's really important to pay attention to that, because like maybe we wouldn't want Freiermuth at pick 30. But he was going to be gone. And guys like Patrick Jones, Najee Harris, Wyatt Davis, Creed Humphrey, they're all still going to be there. He was not. So you got to pay attention to that stuff so you can get the guys you want when they're going to be there. You know what I mean? All right, let's take a look at the offensive line. Here's our centers. We got Dickerson, Humphrey, and Josh Myers. They're all still there. So we got them. We can have anybody we want. Wyatt Davis is still there, Deontay Brown, and Trey Smith. So we have the centers and guards, guys. Unless you think Wyatt Davis is leaps and bounds above Deontay Brown and Trey Smith, which I don't. I think they're all in the same tier. Maybe Deontay Brown's a little bit left, and Trey Smith you got to be careful with. But these guys are all in a very similar tier. Like I said, Creed Humphrey, Josh Myers, they're the same tier. They're very different players, but they're in a very similar tier. So the wide receivers, we got Terrace Marshall, Rondell Moore, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I would probably say Marshall's above these guys, but they're all in a similar tier. So this is the way to do it. Like, you pay attention to that. And if there's like an edge rusher, we got Owa, Phillips, Basham, and Jones are all still there. So there's no rush unless you think one of those guys is leaps and bounds above the other one. Now, Patrick Jones, to me, is the best out of that group. Okay? So we got to be smart here. Creed is the best center in the draft. He is. Josh Myers is right there with him. They're more than likely on most people's draft boards are going to be in the same tier. That's what it's looking like anyway. And good point. We're going to look at the cornerbacks. So we got Tyson Campbell, Asante Samuel, Molden, Greg Newsome, Aaron Robinson. Ambry Thomas or Darius Williams. One of my favorite. These two are my favorites. I like Asante Samuel, but Adebo and Kerry Vincent, those are the guys I would be targeting. Those are the guys, me personally, I'd be targeting. All right, so here we go. We're going to do our last tally. Everybody give me one vote. Greg Tarr wants Creed Humphrey. Big Green wants Wyatt Davis. Anthony Vitiero wants Najee Harris. John Post says Creed or Davis. He just wants his vote to go with whoever there. Josh is spamming us. Why are you spamming, Josh? 34 and talking about the New York Jets select Wyatt Davis, guard Ohio State. Yeah, it's looking like Wyatt Davis, guys. Davis, Harris, offensive line, the pussy assassin. That's an interesting name there, friend. All right, so it looks like Wyatt Davis, guys. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to move forward. We can't stay here too much longer. You're going to be happy with this cat. So we got Wyatt Davis. Boom. Now let's see. Watch the board. Mac Jones. There you go. There goes Najee. Carlos Basham. Oh, Patrick Jones. Fucking Josh. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They leapfrogged 3 edge rushers on their board. That's incredible. There goes Trey Smith, Asante Samuel, Deontay Brown. See, all the guards are gone. All the guards are gone. Did Creed Humphrey go? Let me see something here. Did he go? I didn't see him. No, he's not. Creed Humphrey's looking like he's still there. Look, there he is. Creed Humphrey and Josh Myers. We can build the wall, buddies. We can build the wall. Let's look at who's there for edge. Oh, we got our ass kicked. We got our ass kicked, Joshua. Why? You should have told me, man. Why didn't you tell me who you wanted, buddy? You should have said something. I know. I don't think we need Creed Humphrey, especially after taking Wyatt Davis. I know, Josh. I was with you. I was watching their board. They leapfrogged. That was an edge rusher streak. Did you see that? They all went almost in succession. Okay, it is what it is, right? This is what happens. So, hey, could have. Hindsight. Wide receiver. Let's look at our wide receivers. We got to get an edge rusher in here. Joe Tryon's going to be awesome. He's in that second tier. We got Amari Rodgers still sitting there. Marshall's still sitting there. Right? Seth Williams, one of my favorite guys in the entire draft. He's going to be a 3rd-round pick this year, but you'll see he's fucking amazing. So let's make sure this is our pick. Right? Let me see where we are. Because don't forget, we got to give that other one to Houston. This one's ours. And the next 3rd-round pick, we got to pick for Houston. Okay? So who we thinking? You guys want Joe Tryon? You want to get the edge, or you want to go Marshall, the wide receiver? Here's their board. Jordan Smith, I wouldn't take. Joe Tryon's the pick there if you want edge. Absolutely. Yeah, I think Marshall's right. Marshall's looking like the pick. And then we got to hope. You want to see the trade offer? It's not very good. It didn't seem good. We can gain 171 for pick, moving back 6 or 7 spots. We can move back 1 spot and gain a 6th. You want to do that? What do you guys think? You want to take it? I'll get there, Richie. I'll look at cornerback before we move on. I promise. Joe Tryon, right. I agree, Ron. I agree, Big Green. But Marshall's probably the pick. We have 2 trade offers, guys. One, the Houston Texans, interestingly enough, are offering us to move back 1 spot, and they'll give us next year's 6. We can counter and try to get this year's 6th or 7th. Out of that, the Panthers are offering us, we move back 7 spots and gain pick 171, which is a 6th. You guys interested? You want to do the Texans? Look at you guys, you're funny. Josh says, I think I agree with Josh here. I would take that Panthers trade. I would try to counter. This is the trade I would take. Although moving back 1 spot and gaining a pick next year, that's fine, but it doesn't help us tonight. Again, we can counter. So let's see. Let's counter this. Let me make sure you guys are cool with it. You guys cool with countering the Panthers one? Josh, you got to stop spamming, buddy, because I'm trying to add stuff up and see what you guys pick, and then I look at it, and they're all you. So we got to be careful there. Got to try to play nice with each other. So they're probably going to trade up for Marshall. We're going to lose our guy right here. Oh, pussy, leave him alone. Don't be mean to each other, guys. Don't be mean to each other. It's all good. Douglas loves his 6. He does. But you know what he's going to do? Listen to my podcast tomorrow. You'll see. I outlined the whole plan, guys. What's up, Patterson? Let's move back 1 spot. Let me see. Let's play with the Texans one, obviously, because I'm a little nervous. I think they're trading up for Marshall. That's what I think. This is our last pick for a little bit. So let's counter this, and let's try to get this year's. Let's try this one right here. Okay? They declined it. Let's try it again. Let's try this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Moving back one spot is less risky. So let's counter this. Let's just move this like this. This way we get a 6th. Oh, those sons of bitches. Let me see if we can get a 7th. Well, fuck, Kyle. Come on. Let's see here. I'll try to make this a 7th. See if we can at least benefit tonight from it. Hey, there we go. So we're moving back one spot. Let's see what we got here. Who they taking? You son of a bitch! Didn't I tell you guys? I told you. I fucking told you guys. I know, but that's just douchey, Josh. That's the thing. You know, I mean, I get the plan. We're not a bunch of morons in here. We get it. But that's the thing. Like, we're trying to like honor them, so I don't have to look at everybody's name when I'm counting. We're trying to like be a collective, be cool. Dude, we all knew it. They took our boy. We're gonna go edge. We're gonna go with Joe Tryon. You guys cool with that? Everybody, we knew it, dude. We knew why they were trading up. That's why I didn't want to do it. I told you guys. You told me too. We all knew. Why did we do it? All right, let's get our edge rusher. Josh, you good with Tryon? This guy's going to be great, man. He's going to be great. Look at these guys. They want to trade. Get out of here. We have 2 trade offers. You want to move back again? Fuck out of here. We gotta. I can't believe that, man. That was our guy. All right, we're going to grab Joe Tryon. There he is. Now remember, the 80th pick 86, the Texans screwed us, man. Pick 86 is the Texans. We gave it to them, so we'll just pick somebody for them. Okay? Who do you guys want to give to the Texans here? I want pissed off. I want to give him like a kicker. Well, let's be realistic. So let's just get those out of here. So just so we know, they got their wide receiver. They took their quarterback. Okay? Let me see who else they took. I could just do this. What am I doing here? Come on, Kyle. What the fuck? Here, let's look at their pick. So they got. All right, Anyway, I can't even do that. I'm so stupid sometimes. Sorry, guys. It's freaking me out, this moving around. So let's look at this. So their picks are Justin Fields and this pick here. So, and they got Terrace Marshall. So who do we want to do to the Texans right here? Richie, you're hilarious, man. They just went wide receiver, though. They just got quarterback and a wide receiver. So you go secondary. I don't want to take one of our guys. Who are we going to give them? Let's be a little bit douchey. Let's give him DJ Daniel at the top of the board. Seems good. You guys cool with DJ Daniel going to the Texans? Good. That's what's happening. Fuck them. Right. Exactly, Terry. We just gave them on their board, best cornerback on the board. They needed it. So here we come. We have a trade. They want us to move back 7 spots. Let's take a look for pick 138. That's actually a decent trade. I would counter it, but let's look. We need wide receiver. We got our edge and we got a tight end and our guard. So we're doing okay. Let's look at cornerbacks. So we got Rodarius Williams. We got Adebo and Kerry Vincent. Like I said, these guys are the targets, right? Or Rodarius Williams too. But these are the guys. Adebo and Kerry Vincent. We can take either one and be fine. Okay? So let's look at, we got wide receivers. Seth Williams, dude, one of the best wide receivers in the whole draft. He's still sitting there. So is Sage Surratt. He's another one. Anthony Schwartz, another one. These are very good wide receivers. But my favorite, he's one of my top 5 receivers in the whole draft, Seth Williams. You think I'm crazy, but he is. Wait till you guys start seeing him. I know we're not going to have a combine this year, but watch the pro days and all that stuff. You'll see. Debo, yeah, I know I think he is, but Kerry Vincent has that knack for being near the ball, which is kind of like an innate skill. Like you almost can't teach it. He's one of those guys. You know how like he's not Reed, but remember Ed Reed? Ed Reed had an uncanny ability to know where the ball's going to be. Kerry Vincent has something like that, and that's why I like him. He's got a little bit of an X factor. Seth Williams, right? Seth Williams, I'm with it. Let me see. Seth Williams carried. Yeah, so Seth Williams looks like right. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and get our strong hand wide receiver. We're gonna take him right here. Nice. Good job, guys. Look at that. Sage Surratt went right after him, which means that was going to be Seth Williams. If we didn't take him there, we were losing another wide receiver. So don't forget, guys, we're going to need linebackers. Oh, they just took Charles Snowden from UVA. That's my boy. That's the guy I like the best. We still got Errol Thompson. He's gone too. Shit. So we're going to need a linebacker. We're going to need a quarterback. Kerry Vincent is still in there. Adebo just went off the board. You guys want to grab the cornerback? We got Joe Tryon, Parker. Yeah, Joe, I love Seth Williams. Truly, he's one of my favorites in the draft. Corners or linebacker, right? Adebo just went. You see him there? Oh, he's not on that. But look, I'll show you where. Who did he go to? He went to the Colts. Damn Colts. But we still got Kerry Vincent sitting here. What pick is this? This is pick 132. So this is the second pick of the 5th round. Remember, last year we got Bryce Hall in the 5th. And I'm telling you, Bryce Hall is one of my favorite players in the whole draft last year. And he's going to be great for us. If he's not number one, he's going to absolutely be a starting cornerback for the next 5-6 years minimum. You'll see. So you guys want to go Kerry Vincent, and then we'll start looking at some double dippage? Is Trey Sermon here? Let's take a look at the running backs. Let's see what we got going on here. Jarrett Patterson. They're all gone, bro. Jarrett Patterson is the gem. Kylan Hill, too. Kylan Hill's a good back. Master Teague, he's all right. But I think the priority is cornerback right here. We got our quarterback, some very good protection, very good weapons in Pat Freiermuth and Seth Williams. I still can't believe we picked Pat Freiermuth with the first pick. That's great. All right, Kerry Vincent. Any go right? I'm with you. Let's stop playing games here. Kerry Vincent, it is. Good pick, guys. Good pick. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on running back right now. Jarrett Patterson is still there. Kylan Hill are still there. You guys want to accept this trade? They want to take pick 140 in our 7th. So basically, we would move back 19 spots. Dude, they're out of their minds. And then to gain 20 spots in the 7th? No way, dude. I don't want to do it. I'm rejecting it. I don't even need to hear. You guys want to take Jarrett Patterson? It's a good back. He's a good back. We still got Trey Hill as a center. Ben Cleveland is still. So is Jack Anderson. Wow, we still got some guards. We can really build the wall. Let me see if you guys. I don't even want to look. Falele is gone. Thank goodness. He's the polarizing one. No trade. Yeah, I'm with you there. So Jarrett Patterson, I agree. Terry Monroe, man, I actually looked at him after you guys turned me on to him. Falele's not here, Polk. I call you E-Rock. I don't know why I called you Polk. Cam McGrone, let me see. Let's see what we got here. I don't see him. He's gone. Yeah, we got beat up on the linebackers in this draft. See, it changes. Look, guys, I want to just point out something. Like you start to do these mocks and you start to get used to where you're picking. We have 2/3, we have 2 firsts. When you start taking those picks away, take a first away. You take a third away, and everything, the whole landscape changes, the whole dynamic. And you have to think, you have to really look at things totally different. So I don't know who took Falele. I'll look in a second for you. I know, right, Braden? I mean, look, I'm not against taking the guy, but it's funny. It's funny. He's saying like I read a whole article about Falele is not. Maybe it was I don't forget what it was, but I might have watched the video. But that Falele in Shanahan's offense is just he's not the guy. That's not the type of tackle. So let's see what we got. So we got the linebackers, Tony Fields, Sanborn. I looked into a little bit. Like I said, we're getting into a realm with the linebackers where I'm not comfortable. KJ Britt, I watched him too. But I don't really know these guys. I don't want to start telling you that I know about these guys. This is a realm where I'm not that strong. We got Jared Patterson and Kylan Hill. Okay. The guys that I feel comfortable drafting as running backs. Okay. The wide receivers, we can double dip and get. Is Coxie still here? There he is. DeMonte Coxie's another one. I like him a whole bunch. Cornell Powell. Okay. The tackles are Alaric Johnson, or I'm sorry, Jackson. Yeah, Falele is gone. It's funny. Guards, we can get another guard, Ben Cleveland or Jack Anderson. Ben Cleveland's a little bit more raw. All these guys are going to be raw, though. You know what I mean? We're in the sixth round here, or fifth round, right? So we want to take the best possible position, the most impactful position. We got our cornerback, we got our edge. We should start looking at safeties. Jacoby Stevens. Imagine that, taking LSU's whole defensive backfield. Damar Hamlin. Okay. Yeah, I would be comfortable with Jacoby Stevens. Even though it's two LSU guys, that doesn't matter to me. They're comfortable playing together. Okay, so what do we got? You want JB says go BPA. Let's take a look at what they say BPA is. They're talking about Ben Cleveland, the guard, the safety, Jamie Sherwood from Auburn, Tony Fields, the linebacker. Okay. Daz Newsome. There's Jarrett Patterson. So he's right there. Jarrett Patterson's in the top 12 or so of the best players available on the PFN big board. Okay. You want to get a linebacker, Josh. He wants, let's see who he wants here. Sanborn from Wisconsin. You guys good with that? Or you want to go? I'm thinking either him or Jarrett Patterson, the running back. I think this is a great place to grab a running back. And Jarrett Patterson's shifty as hell, man. His competition isn't all that impressive, but he's got the moves. You see him. His vision's good. Well, we just grabbed a cornerback, JB. We just grabbed Kerry Vincent. Rafa Med, what'd you say? What'd you know? You knew it. Paris Ford's gone. Palomao's gone. Yeah, man. Those guys are gone. Let's see. Gonna go. Give me the vote. Jarrett Patterson versus Jack Sanborn, the linebacker. No problem, JB. No problem, my friend. So just to recap, too, let's take a look at our draft real quick so we can take a look and see what it is that we did tonight. So don't forget, we traded for Deshaun Watson. So that's part of our draft, man. We got Deshaun Watson. Justin Fields goes to the Texans. We got Deshaun Watson, the monster, awesome yards after the catch tight end, Pat Freiermuth. We got the best guard in the draft, Wyatt Davis. We got a fantastic edge, second tier, but fantastic nonetheless, Joe Tryon. We gave DJ Daniel to the Texans. We got a fantastic wide receiver in Seth Williams out of Auburn. and we got a good cornerback in Kerry Vincent. This is a good draft, guys. It might not be what we thought we were going to get coming in here, but this is probably better already. This is better than any draft Mack, Idzik, Tannenbaum. It's better than any draft those guys had, except when back until Mangini. So we're doing okay. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks left. Okay. I think we should get the running back, but that's where my vote goes. I know they're good, right? I know, JB. We had a whole bunch of laughs on the front end, buddy. But that was the vote. That was the vote. You see 4 busts, you're high, Jessica. What are you talking about? Tell me who your busts are. So give me the votes. Sanborn versus Patterson. Josh, don't spam us. I see your vote. You got Patterson, Sanborn, Patterson. What about P. Ryan and Ty Johnson? You want to bring in a running back. We don't have a running back like Jared Patterson. He's a Sproles. He's like a scat bag. He's super shifty. Nobody we have is like that. He fits in perfectly with this running back by committee shit. So he would be good. I know. Well, hey, we're gonna get ourselves some Cameron Dicker. Don't you worry. Yeah, man. You guys want to take my beard? It comes with Beard Bomb. I love the tight ending guy. No, I actually love them. I think they're great. I think they're great players. So let's look at that. Out of Jack Sanborn and Jared Patterson, Sanborn is rated higher, significantly higher. Jared Patterson's down here. Oh, that's fucking linebacker. Jesus, Kyle. All right. So we got, sorry about that. So let's see. Sanborn, Jared Patterson is rated higher, right? Ben Cleveland's another good guard, guys. You got some safeties in there. There's Jared Patterson. And Sanborn is, where the hell is he? DeMonte Coxey, another receiver we should at least consider grabbing. There's Sanborn. Jared Patterson is rated way higher on their board, but we saw them screw us before. All right, so we want to grab Jared Patterson. You want to, let's do it. Yeah, Patterson's the guy. I know, Jessica. I like Cleveland and Hill, actually. But we got Wyatt Davis, so we're okay, Jared Patterson. Okay, so that's who we're grabbing. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a running back to join the committee. He is filled with an entirely different skill set as any of the running backs on our team. Make no mistake, even if all 3 running backs we have stay, there's still a spot for Jared Patterson on the team. Okay, so there he goes. Now let's watch this. Let's watch. You got defensive tackles coming off the board. Bynum's off the board. Sherwood, LeCount, the safety. There goes Ben Cleveland, Jessica. There he goes. Jack Anderson, the second guard. Trey Hill, there he goes. All your guys are gone. Alaric Jackson, it's gone. So now we'll look at the linebackers because that's where we were. Sanborn is the next linebacker up. So just so we know, these were our targets, right? So we watched the big board. We looked at this draft. Now, we don't know if this makes sense to Draft Network's big board, Draft Tech, Walter Football. A lot of people's boards are different. But as far as the draft that we're involved in, that was a smart move to take Patterson before Sanborn. Because if we still want him, he's right here, and Patterson wasn't making it here. So we have Patterson. We have Jack Sanborn, KJ Britt still down here. Let's look at the safeties. Jacoby Stevens is right there. Okay? Jacoby Stevens is going to go before Sanborn. We could probably get Sanborn next if we wanted to. Maybe not. So we really should get a safety. We really should. And we really should try to grab a linebacker. And then I'd love to see some maybe another wide receiver. Yeah, he's still there. You like that? All right, we're gonna grab our boy. We'll grab Sanborn. Okay. Joshua's finally happy. There he goes. Here he is, your boy, buddy. There he is. Jack Sanborn is coming to the New York Jets to take Blake Cashman's spot on the roster. There goes Jacoby Stevens. There he goes. Quentin Lake. Oh, watch for DeMonte Coxey. He's coming. Paris Ford. What the fuck? I just looked and he wasn't there. That's bullshit. Maybe Palomalu's still there. There goes Coxey. Goodbye. Brady Breeze. He's there. Nick Eubanks just went. Another very good tight end. So here's our safeties. Javon Hicks, Elijah Hicks. Look at that. They're friends. Kendrick Duncan Jr., Adrian Fry out of Texas Tech, Brady Breeze out of Oregon. I like some. We can double dip at edge. See, Chris Rump is still there. He's small, but he's got moves. Small for a defensive end anyway. And we're going to be going 4-3. All right. So let's look at the wide receivers. Slim pickings there, man. We got to really dig into this lower tier. Frank Darby, I don't know. Tight ends, they're all gone. They're all gone. We can double dip on the line. The guards. David Moore, I don't know him. I don't know. These guys are beyond my man. We got deep. Jarrett Patterson, very good center. Matt Allen too. Wow, the centers are still there. And don't forget, center guards are, most centers can play guard very easily. Garrett Van Wagner, very versatile, big nickel packages, Honey Badger. So that's a safety. Okay, Sarah Fuller, right. Every week. I was waiting for it earlier. I thought I was going to see it. Good. I'm glad, Josh. Robert Rochelle. What position is Robert Rochelle? 2023 seconds. When Watson and the Jets are in the Super Bowl, considering you gave up nothing from your trade. Wait, what? Wait, here we go. I got to read the first half of your comment. Oreo Money Man. You think they will take a 2023 second? Laugh my ass off. Wake up, y'all. Got to give up 3 firsts from this year's draft. Yeah, okay. Maybe. It's a scenario. You don't know how to play? It's a scenario. That's all it is. Next week, we can say every pick in our draft. We can do whatever we want. That's the great thing. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Right, guys? Can't we? I can trade all the rest of my picks for a 7th if I want. Let's look at the best players available. You can't, I don't know. You're trying to troll, but it doesn't work. So we have Tamorian Terry from Florida State, the wide receiver. Robert Rochelle, cornerback at Central Arkansas. See what else we got. You got Robert Hainsey, a tackle. Briley Moore, a tight end. You got more tight ends. David Moore from Grambling State. Javon Hicks, the safety out of Cincinnati. Frank Dart, Brenton Cox. Okay. Let's see who we got. Chris Rumpf, who I like. I think he's small, though, man. He's going to be like a special team reserve guy. Unless he just comes out of the dark and kills people. He's got a lot of talent, but he's light. Trey Brown, Puka Williams, running back. So let me see something here. We have 3 picks. I think we should grab a safety. We should double dip on the O-line. And let's look at those centers because the centers are still looking kind of strong. Okay? We should be grabbing Jarrett Patterson or Matt Allen right now. That's what we should be doing. Okay? That's what we should be doing. Now we'll take a look at the safeties. Javon Hicks Adrian Fry, Brady Breeze is one of the guys I know. I don't know a lot of getting details of the word low into the stockpile here, but I do know Brady Breeze, who I happen to like. Patterson 2.0. Any explosive returner? You know what, JB? I'm not really sure. I think Jarrett Patterson might return kicks. Rochelle, Hicks, Terry is good. Patterson, right? That's what I think. We're gonna get our kicker with our next kick. I'm not next picks. We got 3 picks left. We'll wait till 216 and get our kicker. Okay, I promise. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this guard. This center. Jarrett Patterson it is. Okay, good stuff, man. He's a quality player. Quality. And here's our next pick. We want to trade. I don't know. You want to gain another 7th out of this or moving back 1 spot? We can. Yeah, why not? Let's go. What'd they pay? They took William Brady King. So we just gained a pick. Let's look at the BPA. Robert Rochelle, the cornerback. We can double dip at cornerback. We can double dip at wide receiver. Okay. We just took that trade. Yeah, that was a no-brainer trade, right? Garrett Van Wagner. Hope we don't overpay him because he loves Neil, and we already showed interest. Yeah, interesting. Jalen Richard is a returner. Richie McDonald. Let's see. So Jalen Richard's a receiver. Where is he? I don't see him, buddy. The running back? I don't see him. I'm not sure who you're talking about there. So look, let's look at our tackles. Got Robert Haynes. He's still there. Okay. Did we ever grab our safety? We didn't. We're high. There's Brady Breeze. That's the guy I would say get. Or Javon Hicks. Both of the Hicks brothers are still there. You guys have any ideas? I would go Brady Breeze here. We just gained another pick. Maybe double dip at edge. Let's get Chris Rumpf, or I don't want to take another edge from Florida, man. I ain't doing it. I'm morally opposed to taking an edge from Florida 3 years in a row. Cannot do it. So we can take Chris Rumpf. Like I said, he's a good player. He's just a little bit light. Ooh, Jaquan Bailey. Oh no, I was thinking. I'm sorry, I was thinking somebody else. All right, so we got Brenton Cox or Chris Rumpf. I'm not taking Brenton Cox though. We got Brady Breeze or Javon Hicks right here. So we want safety, and then we'll take kicker with the second pick. You should do bingo for all the players you have picked for the Jets. Well, you know what, Big Green? I keep track of this stuff at least to some degree, and I look. I have all my drafts from years ago. At least the last couple of years. And I look at my players that I would have picked. 8 out of 10 of them are solid. 8 out of 10, man. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard, guys. Bryce Huff was an undrafted free agent graded high on pressures per snap. That's right. Let's look at the edges, right? Yeah, Chris Rumpf, I'm telling you, he would be a good player to add at this spot. I would go safety right here. Let's take Javon Hicks. What do you think? Jeremiah Moon. Who's that? What position is he, James? Rumpf. All right. Let's take Chris Rumpf. There he is. Here he comes. Now we should get a safety and a kicker, right? You want to go Hicks. Here he comes, Greg Tarr. Oh, John Hicks is gone. Elijah Hicks and Brady Breeze are still there. This is our last pick before we go special teams. Let me make sure our kicker's still there. Chris Dicker's gone, guys. We got Dorr, Chrisman, and Patterson. So we got the Notre Dame kicker. He's still there. You want to grab him? Where did Dicker go? Oh, he was gone for a little while. Did he go back to school, maybe? think he might have. So, all right. Rochelle, so we should go get Brady Breeze. I know, right, Liam? Christian, this is the first draft that we didn't take Christian Dicker, isn't it? Trade the farm for Dicker. I know, man. That's our guy right there. That's our guy. Yeah, I think safety, this is where we grab our safety, okay? I say, right, Ron, I say we go with Brady Breeze, all right, at this point. So let's take Brady Breeze. And look, dude, listen, like I say all the time, when we do this kind of stuff, like obviously when we get this low in the draft, we added some late round picks. So when we get this low in the draft, it's still early in the offseason, right? So take this opportunity. Take a look at Brady Breeze. You know what I mean? Take a look at Jack Sanborn. Like, do some study on these guys and see who is it that we got there. And it starts to help you become more knowledgeable. So when the draft comes, we actually know what the hell we're talking about. And we know if our GM is a complete fucking moron or if he's actually worth a shit. You know what I mean? Like when you would watch McCagnon's drafts from this perspective, like of actually knowing a few things, dude, I couldn't believe what he was doing. Like I was like, I literally have no idea what this man is thinking. So here comes Brady Breeze. You guys should take a look at Brady Breeze. Now he's not the first round pick, but he's a talented guy. All right, here we go. Are you going to get the kicker from Notre Dame or Ohio State? Or Kentucky? I'm not going to Memphis. I don't know why, even though that's where Bryce Huff came from. Oh, that's right. We traded, didn't we? Hold on. Let me see here. Yeah, this is our last pick. So we got, you want to take special teams or do you want to try to get another position? You want to grab a receiver? Let's take a flyer, right? Take a flyer on Josh Palmer or Racy McMath. That's a great name, isn't it? Racy McMath. Jonathan Adams. Johnny Johnson. Anybody remember Johnny Johnson for the Jets? Dude, that name, Racy McMath, that might be the best name since Javelin Guidry. So this is a tough one, guys. What do you guys want to do? You want to grab our kicker or do you want to take a flyer on a receiver? Is this Mr. Irrelevant? Is it? Let me see. Is that what we did? Whoops. What the hell's going on here? All right. Yeah, we got Mr. Irrelevant, guys. How cool is that? We can't make Mr. Irrelevant on a kicker, can we? We'll get our kicker an undrafted free agent. We'll make the Notre Dame kicker our priority free agent. Who do you guys want to take a flyer on? We didn't go defensive tackle, thankfully. You want to get a cornerback? Here's what we got. Let's look at the BPA right now. They got a tight end, a defensive tackle, offensive tackle. Another safety is there. Look at all the defensive tackles. This is not the draft to take a defensive tackle now, I'm telling you. Nobody's taking them. Let's see who we got. Who's the best wide receiver on their board? Josh Palmer, Jonathan Adams, and Racy McMath. Dude, you want to take a flyer, Racy McMath, Mr. Irrelevant? I know, we're all set at defensive tackle, aren't we? Racy McMath, man. We need a sixth-string nose tackle. I know. I think we already have a fucking sixth-string nose tackle. Jonathan Adams, what position, Garrett? Mr. Irrelevant, Eva. Hey, Richie, I'm telling you, Racy McMath. Bro, hell no, the Jets should trade up for Matthew Stafford and trade. We wouldn't have to trade up. We would just trade him and draft a rookie so he can teach him. That's not a bad plan. It's not. What do you think they're going to want for Stafford? We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's finish this draft, and we'll start talking about some stuff, some Stafford. I think Racy McMath is Mr. Irrelevant. We have Mr. Irrelevant, the final pick in the draft. Okay? Dylan Stoner. Interior offensive line. Let's see what we got. Sedarius Hutchinson. We got another center. Matt Allen is still there from Michigan State. So just tell me the position and I'll pick the player. Wide receiver, kicker, inside offensive line. Those are our three choices. It's the best. Racy McMath. If you guys pick receiver, that's the guy I'm grabbing. If you guys don't tell me, I'm just going to go ahead and pick him. Right. How can you not grab this guy? Royal, we'll talk about that in just a second. All right, let's do it. I'm going to go wide receiver. Okay, we're getting Racy McMath. I'm going to go, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to be watching Racy McMath videos. I'm going to try to see if I can find some game tape on him. Here he comes. Racy McMath is Mr. Irrelevant. Okay, so here we go, guys. Let's take a look at our draft. Now, let's start this. For anybody who wasn't here in the beginning, we traded for Deshaun Watson. We traded the number 2 overall pick. In this draft, we gave them our second, third round pick as well. So Justin Fields went to the Texans. Pat Freiermuth, wonderfully, was our first pick. Wyatt Davis, the best guard in the draft. So we got the second best tight end in the draft, the best guard in the draft, a very good edge rusher in Joe Tryon. We gave DJ Daniel to the Texans. Okay, then we grabbed Seth Williams, a fantastic wide receiver who everybody's going to love before this is all said and done. We went cornerback, Cary Vincent from LSU. We grabbed Jarrett Patterson, little skiddly scat back out of Buffalo. We took linebacker Jack Sanborn. Then we went center, Jarrett Patterson. Great move, great pick. Then we went edge, Chris Rumpf. We got Brady Breeze, a safety out of Oregon. And we got Mr. Irrelevant, Racy McMath. And somehow, and then we got a second-round pick next year, starting to recoup some of our picks for the Deshaun Watson trade. Buffalo's second-round pick next year. So what do you guys think? What are your feelings? This was a weird one. This was tough. Yeah, man. Well, you know what's funny, Tony? Look, if you've been hanging around a little bit, you know how much I like Pat Freiermuth. In truth, just so you know, I just like saying the name Freiermuth. But Kyle Pitts is my favorite tight end in this draft. Okay, like without question. If I had them both sitting there, I'm taking Kyle Pitts every time. But right after him is Pat Freiermuth, man. He's really a top flight tight end. He's what's that guy's name? Fuck, man, I can't remember anything. But he's good. So I'm really happy. But it's one, you guys see it. You guys pick it. You know, like I only have one vote. I really am cautious about overriding you guys. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So you guys voted in Pat Freiermuth. It was close. We were at Wyatt Davis, but we ended up getting Wyatt Davis. Let's take a look, right? We got Wyatt Davis anyway. So we were talking about Wyatt Davis at 30. We got him at 34. We got Joe Tryon, a very good edge rusher, man. He's good. He might need to develop a little bit, but he's good. He's going to be a presence on that line. So after this, you have to watch tape on Jalen Richard, the running back out of UCF. I will, Richie. Thank you. I will. Right. And don't forget, we have Deshaun Watson. So let's look at it through that lens. We just gave Deshaun Watson a top 3 quarterback, top 5 quarterback in the league, let's call him. We gave him Pat Freiermuth, his Kittle, his Kelsey, or Kels, right? We gave him a guard, best guard in the draft to protect him. We gave him, an edge rusher. We gave him Seth Williams, Jarrett Patterson, And then we gave him Racey McMath. So we gave him a very good receiver to go with Mims and Crowder. We gave him one of the best tight ends in the draft. And we started protecting him. And we gave him a little skiddly scat back running back. Don't forget, we're going to sign Allen Robinson or somebody in the free agency too. So it's like, dude, this is a pretty damn good draft, all things considering. Absolutely not what I was planning. You know what I mean? Like in my head, I thought Patrick Jones was coming to town or Carlos Basham at edge. I thought we would probably get Trey Smith at guard or, Creed Humphrey we could have gotten. I thought we were definitely getting these, but it didn't go that way. So I like the trade. Here's Garrett Ham saying, I like the trade for Watson in this scenario. The second overall pick is usually coveted and should be looked at as equivalent of 2 first-round picks. Absolutely, Garrett. Like we were talking about last week on the Talking Jets panel with Matt and Ryan, the value of number 2 is worth 4 of number 32, the last pick in the first round. So there's a major discrepancy between the two, okay? So let me tell you this. From number 2 to number 3 is 400 points. The pick that's worth 400 points is pick number 50. That's a middle second round pick. You know what I mean? So just from 2 to 3 it's a first and a second just to go from 3 to 2. So that's the value of number 2. So let's not be crazy here. Everybody with 4 first. Not with pick number 2 in the mix, man. Yeah, Pitts is. I could see the Pats taking Pitts for sure. He's really not in our range. That's the thing. I agree with you guys. Kelsey, I know. I go back and forth, Liam. Thank you, though. My son corrects me constantly. I think like I just always say it wrong. It's just like our system is tight end friendly, and Herndon lost focus after he was ignored 3/4 of the season, about 2 targets a game. Played much better at the end. Here's the thing, JB. I think that Herndon is one of the guys that is probably going to do very well after Gase. Like he's going to be one of those players. There's a whole group of players, Devontae Parker, Jay Ajayi, it goes on and on and on. Obviously, Tannehill. There are players that under Gase were looked at as garbage. And then as soon as they get away from Gase, they have resurgences. I think Herndon is absolutely in that category. That said, we can't depend on him in his the 4th year of his rookie contract. You can't depend on him. Now, if he feels the pressure of Pat Freiermuth coming to town and plays lights out, fuck it. We got Pat Freiermuth and Chris Herndon. Ain't nothing wrong with having 2 dynamic tight ends. Hell no. And then if he plays that well, you can trade him or whatever. You know what I mean? There's so many options. So TJ Decker asks, is the trade happening? I think yes. I think that Deshaun Watson is going to be our quarterback. I really do believe that. I don't have my heart set on it. Like I'm not emotionally attached, but I really do believe that. I do. I think there's too much going on. I think there's too much going on. Allen is not going to the Jets. He's going to like the Strat. Sorry, Royal. I don't know what you're saying there, buddy. Don't forget, I'm older too. So if that's some abbreviation I'm supposed to know about, I just don't. And that's my bad. I'm sorry. I know. Just wish we could have gotten Patrick Jones. I hear you. And poor Josh, he was ready to leave the board after we did that. We're going to call Josh Spamberger. Deshaun said that to the Bears, 49ers, and Jets, Dolphins. I'm telling you right now, the Texans, I would be blown away if they traded the Dolphins. Blown away. The Jets is not a good place for Watson. Houston is a bad team, but the Jets are 3 times worse. He needs to go to I disagree. We've had very piss-poor management the last 10 years. We've had John Idzik and Mike McCagnon running the show. Dude, they're morons. Like any one of us could have done a better job. And the thing is, when they hired Gase, tell me if there's anyone on this board that thought that was a good move when they did it. I was blown away. I was destroyed. I couldn't believe that they actually hired Gase. So we actually have good management, evidenced by one move alone, the Jamal Adams trade. Jamal Adams is a non-impact player. He still has yet to intercept a starting quarterback in the league. Okay? The guy's got 4 years in the league. He's got no picks. He's got 2 picks in garbage time to scrubs. You know what I mean? So you'll see. Hey, Rocal, let me just tell you this right now, and you'll remember I said this. In 1 year from now, you're going to be talking about the Jets. Holy shit, the Jets are looking good. Okay? Mark my words. We can tell the difference. We're Jets fans. We live here. We know the difference between Joe Douglas and Mike McCagnon. We know the difference between Robert Saleh and Adam Gase or Todd Bowles. Okay? We know the difference. We can sense it. You feel it. It's different. I knew that Gase was going to fail. I didn't have one. I rooted for him, but I had no question in my brain. The Texans' defense last year was historically bad. Yes, it was. Did you see that stat? And like over the past 5 years, like 480 defenses in the last 5, whatever it is, and the Texans were like 478. That's crazy. You think the Jets are bad. Now, people don't realize, man, the Jets, we're inept. We haven't been bad. Like last year we had a top 5 defense. It's crazy. It is future. The future is bright. So here's the thing with Matt Stafford. I would be disappointed if they made a trade for Matthew Stafford that had to do with anything more than a 3rd-round pick. Okay. Now, I'm not against, like, let's say we keep all of our picks and we trade for Matthew Stafford and he comes over here. We trade Sam for a high 2nd-round pick. Okay. We take Wilson in the draft at number 2, and you let him sit behind Stafford for 2 years, dude. And you let Matthew Stafford run around with Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder, the brick wall in front of him, and Allen Robinson or Chris Godwin or any of these guys. I have a whole plan for Michael Thomas. You'll see it. If you listen to my podcast tomorrow, I go into it in great. I spent a lot of time on this one. It took me all week. I was like working on it, all the details and all the research. But I give you guys some really legitimately possible plans. But like, so think about it. We got Michael Thomas, Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder, Chris Herndon resurgent with a brick wall in front of him. And you got Joe Thuney, you got Connor McGovern, Creed Humphrey. You know what I mean? You got obviously Becton and Fant. Like these guys this is a good offensive line, man. So if we traded a 3rd for Matthew Stafford and then used our 1st on Wilson or even Fields, who I don't love Fields, man. I love his potential, but I'm just like, I'm old, man. I don't really love running quarterbacks that don't also have incredible vision and ability to kind of go through their reads. Like Deshaun Watson goes through his reads, man. That guy's unbelievable. Justin Fields is not that way. You know what I mean? So I just struggle. I wouldn't be upset, but I would probably choose Wilson, And the thing is, JB, with Chris Godwin is actually younger than Allen Robinson. Dude, he's only 25 years old, 26, right? Dude, he's got his whole career ahead of him. And he plays the slot. He plays the slot and the outside well, Chris Godwin. He's versatile, man. Who's that? What'd you say? Richie McDonald says, that's what I've been trying to say. Thank you. Which one? Ricky, what did I say, buddy? Thomas threw Drew Brees under the bus. No interest in that locker room cancer. He's not a cancer, though. But it's just an example. You can I use Michael Thomas as an example. Michael Thomas is literally one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the league, dude. Well, that's the thing. But you're letting Kyle Wilson sit behind Stafford while we have the money. You know what I mean? You groom him for a season. You don't throw him to the wolves. A lot of guys don't handle that. Dude, in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, dude, quarterbacks drafted in the first, they didn't almost never started. They always sat for at least half a season. Most of the time, a full season. You sat, you learned, you got into the NFL. Now it's like they're drafted and they're thrown right and they're expected to carry the team. And that a lot of guys do well, but a lot of guys don't. You know, a lot of guys do not handle that well, man. They just don't. You know. So anyway, if you got a Matthew Stafford, like I want to tell you something right now. That's not my plan A. It's not. I'm not a big fan of that. But I can see the logic behind that. If you trade a third or fourth for Matthew Stafford, and you draft Kyle, I'm sorry, the hell's his name? Oh my God, I friggin' burnt out. Wilson. That's all I know right now. I can't think of his first name. I want to call him Kyle Wilson, which is not good. Yeah, Ryan, right, exactly. Rodgers sat for 3 years behind Brett Favre. You know what I mean? So, and you see the results. And then you got Alex Smith, who started right away, and he was a bust. You know? Absolutely, Jets mess. What's up, buddy? You have to build the wall. That's priority. But we already started it. That's right. Exactly. Adam Capelli, right. Don't forget, Michael Thomas, he might, you know, some things might have gotten taken out of context or whatever, but he played through injuries because it was Drew Brees' most likely his last season. He did that to try to give Drew Brees that last chance. Sounds like a good guy to me. And he's probably not perfect, man. He's probably got his shit too, you know? But I don't think Deshaun Watson would like to go to a team that almost went winless. He's not, yeah, but you don't understand. Raquel, you're looking at things in a microcosm. Like I said, you're not looking at what we're really doing. Joe Douglas is the first legitimate GM we've had since the 1990s. Okay? The whole league respects Joe Douglas. You've never heard a bad thing about the guy, except from Jamal Adams, who's a flapper. You know what I mean? You never heard a bad word about Robert Saleh. Never. You see what Joe Douglas has done. He's got the second most cap space in the league. In a year when the Saints and half the league is in cap trouble. They're over the cap. Half the league, 13 teams are over the cap. They have to cut people. A bunch more are like $3, $4, $5, $6 million under the cap. So Joe Douglas positioned himself. He's got 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years. He's got 3 third-round picks over the next 2 years. He's got 4 fifth-round picks over the next 2 years. He's got 4 sixth-round picks over the next 2 years. Dude, he's built everything. Deshaun Watson recognizes that. These guys know what they're looking at. You know, it's not as simple as the Jets suck. Of course we suck. We had the worst coach in history. Well, TJ Decker, I think it's not that Joe Douglas is going to be cheap. I think he's not going to be taken advantage of. He's going to be smart. There's a value associated with it. The Texans are going to try to get everything they can, and Joe Douglas is going to say, I have a limit. Like, think about this. Deshaun Watson is not our quarterback, right? So if he doesn't come here, it doesn't matter. He was never ours to begin with. We're left with the 2nd overall pick, the 23rd overall pick, the 34th overall pick. You know what I mean? Like, we're with 2 thirds. Like, we're fine. We have 2 picks next year, 2 firsts. You know, like, we're fine. We got more cap space than everybody but the Jaguars. So we're fine. So he's not going to blow that plan for Deshaun Watson. If it makes sense, he's going to trade for him, and he'll be generous. But I don't think I wouldn't use the word cheap. I just wouldn't use the word naive either. The Texans are in hell right now. They're $20 million over the cap before they even have to sign their rookies. They got to make $30 million. Okay? They have to find $30 million. They have no first-round pick, no second-round pick this year. Dude, they're in a hole. They got to get out of it. And Deshaun Watson wants out. So does J.J. Watt. They both want out. They're 2 legends. They're 2 great players want out. You know what I mean? So you can give, Deshaun Watson has value, but he has a no trade clause. You can't just trade him anywhere. And a lot of the teams can't even pay him. They can't. And he's not going to accept an offer or a trade to go to Detroit with fucking Dan Campbell. Did you hear that press conference from that guy? That was the Jets. The craziness, like Adam Gase with the eyes and all, that's not us this time. It's not us anymore, dude. We're done with that. It's in our past. Our guy is a consummate pro. No one in the NFL has ever said a negative word about either our GM or our head coach. It's not out there. Dan Campbell biting kneecaps, and what the fuck was that? What was that? Right. TJ. You hear that? Dude, and then you hit me, and then I fall down again, and then I climb up and take a chunk out of your other leg, and then you hit me again, I'll fall down again, but on the third time, you're going to see I'm not falling down. It's like, dude, we got in a crazy thought spiral, and he just kept talking. He should have shut up, gathered his thoughts, and said, all right, here's what I'm trying to say. But he didn't. He blah, 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 blah. The head coach's number one responsibility is to be what? A communicator. That's the head coach's number one job, communication. Detroit's head coach is Dan Campbell. That's how he communicates. Fucking out of my mind. That's why when you signed Adam Gase, like his number one job is a communicator. Look at this freak. Yeah, he's a dollar store version. You know, right. It's like, and that's the thing, man. Dan Campbell's actually a good coach. He is. But in the boss, like that, he's trying to be something. And you can't have that. You got to have just like, no, man, I'm supposed to be here. This is my team. This is what I'm going to do. You're going to be happy. You don't have to talk too much. Right. So the thing is, man, is that like the Jets are on the precipice. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute, but you're going to already see the progress. This, as soon as free agency starts, you're going to see it. Joe Douglas is not going to get slapped around by anybody. He's not. He ended that already. Joe Douglas has only been our GM for 18 months. He's created more draft capital since the year 2000. Okay. We haven't had draft capital like this since the year 2000. That's 21 years. He's already cleaned up our entire salary cap outside of C.J. Mosley's ridiculous contract. Do you realize what he had to undo? Anunwa, Tremaine Johnson, Darrell Roberts, C.J. Mosley, Le'Veon Bell, fucking Jamal Adams. He had to undo all this stuff. He did it all in 18 months. Got rid of Adam Gase, nice and steady. He knew Adam Gase wasn't a part of the future, dude. He knows Adam Gase. He's like, this guy's a tard. You know what, though, Big Green? Let me ask you this. Isn't it scary to think of, like, trading for Deshaun Watson? Like, you trade, let's just say, like our trade tonight. 2 firsts, Sam Darnold, a second, and a third. And then the Jaguars picked Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence was sitting there for free, for 1 pick. Wouldn't that kill you? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when the right time to do it is. I think you'd like to know who you have before free agency so you can tell the agents, look who's going to be throwing you the ball or look who you're protecting or whatever. Well, Steve, I may or may not agree with you there, but I'm going to keep the politics off this board. Let's just leave that comment alone. You're forgiven, Steve, but let's just leave it there. I don't want to get into a whole thing. Yeah, Josh Bellamy. Ugh. You know what I mean? As a Texans fan, I don't think we want Sam Darnold, but they would take the picks. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Raquel, look, here's the sad part about our 2 franchises. With all due respect, you're on the decline. I don't know. I don't have any idea why your team decided to blow up one of the best teams in the NFL. You guys were seriously one of the powerhouses, and they blew up the team for nothing. For nothing, dude. You traded D-Hop for a 2nd-round pick and an old, tired, injury-prone running back. Why? And then you went out and got Brandon Cooks. he can't fucking wash D-Hop's jock, and I like Brandon Cooks. So, like, you guys are on the decline. With all due respect, you don't even know who your head coach is yet. You just hired this GM from the Patriots. What's his resume? You know? So we don't know. Well, I mean, Bill O'Brien, let me tell you something. Bill O'Brien was the fall guy, dude. It's really this guy, Easterby. Bill O'Brien, he didn't do that shit alone. Let me tell you. He didn't. He did. That was a team effort. And Easterby, and Bill O'Brien took the knife in the back. Not saying he wasn't a part of it, but don't forget, Bill O'Brien built that team into what it was. Big Green, leave it alone, man, please. The thing is, though, Braden, that might be true, but T-Law is only going to cost $25 million or $30 million over 5 years. You know what I mean? Watson costs, $30 million a year, 32. You know what I mean? But anyway, so look, guys, we've been doing this almost 2 hours tonight, which is incredible. Let's take a look at our draft real quick. Again, I'm going to post this in the morning to my Instagram, which is GreenBean the Jetsfan, and I'll put it on my Twitter as well, which is Bean the Jetsfan. Guys, do me a favor if you haven't already. Please like and subscribe to this channel that we're on right now on YouTube. I don't have anybody on here from Facebook. Everybody right now is on here from YouTube. If you can just give me 2 clicks, a like click and a sub click, I would really appreciate it. It helps me out immensely. But if you guys aren't following my other social media, that's where I kind of follow up with all this stuff. That's where I let you guys know what I'm doing. Like next week's mock draft, I'm going to tell you guys ahead of time to kind of whet your appetites and all that kind of stuff, Yeah, Raquel, forgive me if I'm not saying that right, but that would be good. Bill Dable was one of the guys I liked. He would be a good coach. But that would be good. But I heard he's staying in Buffalo. That's what the rumor is that I heard. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, JB. I do appreciate it. Has another hour left. In what? What'd you say, Tony? Another hour left in what? Thank you, Silv Scouts. Thank you. You guys are the best, man. I really do appreciate it. Start a chain, like and sub. So, what was I saying? But tomorrow morning, so if you don't follow my social media, it's kind of, you're at a loss with this stuff, because I'm telling you guys stuff. I'm following up with this stuff and all that. But tomorrow morning, I'll be releasing my podcasts. I do the weekly podcast. It drops on Tuesday mornings. Tomorrow I have an interview of a guest, Joe the Comic, and he's a great Jets fan. Very, very cool, fun guy. But it's dude, I dig in. Like I said, I did a lot of research for this one. I'm going to really dig into some ideas with you. So if you can check in tomorrow, I put it on YouTube, and I also put it on Apple, all the podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, all that. So, but anyway, guys, let's take one more look at our draft. Okay. Here it is. Wait, there we go. So again, the Texans got Justin Fields. That's not ours. Well, we went out of the box and took Pat Freiermuth, which still just tickles my taint. Pat Freiermuth at pick 30, Wyatt Davis at pick 34, Joe Tryon, the edge rusher out of Washington, pick 67. DJ Daniel went to the Texans. We grabbed Seth Williams, who's going to be every bit of a number 1 wide receiver in 2 years. You'll see him and Mims are going to be awesome. Carrie Vincent Jr., the cornerback at LSU. Garrett Patterson, skiddly scat little running back out of Buffalo. Jack Sanborn, the linebacker out of Wisconsin. Jarrett Patterson, the offensive center out of Notre Dame, potentially guard. Chris Rumpf, the edge out of Duke. I actually like Chris Rumpf a lot. Brady Breeze, safety out of Oregon. Racey McMath, Mr. Irrelevant. I appreciate that trade, so we could do that. Racey McMath, on name alone, is going to be one of our all-time greats. Is going to be a Wayne Corbett. What do you think? Racey McMath. I can't even believe it. I love that guy so much. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Dude, like I said, we've been doing this an hour and 50 minutes. This is the longest one by far. So the fact that you guys are still here, you're incredible, and I mean that. Hey, Rocal, thanks for coming, buddy. I appreciate you being here. I know you tried to bust our balls a little bit. That's all good. That's all good. I hope you get Dable, and I hope you guys turn it around. It sucks to be on the bottom end for too long, man. It's the worst. But we'll see how it goes. I think we're going to take your quarterback. I think there's a really good chance, man. I really do. So anyway, you guys are the best. Thank you. Again, please like and subscribe, and have a fantastical evenonical. I'll leave you with just a couple little clips here. Let's see what we got.
They were beating us up last week about being not good enough. We didn't deserve. We got this guy Shap saying that we don't deserve the number one pick. A team like the Jets doesn't deserve to be rewarded with a guy like Trevor Lawrence. This is the shit we hear. So we win a game. Everybody's supposed to be happy. What does the NFL media do? They laugh at us. You guys couldn't even do that. You can't even lose right. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, and it cuts both ways for us. So, f*** you. Adam Gase, the worst coach in Jets history. In my opinion, he's in the conversation for the worst coaches in NFL history. He's been atrocious. And the thing is this, like I've said numerous times over the past 2 years and in this podcast and on Jetnation, we knew and I knew that this hire was terrible and doomed to get here from the second I heard about it. Adam Gase, the worst coach in Jets history. In my opinion, he's in the conversation. I love Jets fans. You name one other organization that deals with the shit that we deal with and is still this passionate. Sure, you got the little segments, the dog pound. But look at the Patriots fans. They just had 20 years of there are kids, there are 20, 21-year-old, 25-year-old people in this world that are Patriots fans who have never known losing. Never in their entire lifetime. They were born into this Belichick-Brady thing, and they have consistently won. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They've been to 9 or whatever it is. And then when they didn't get in there, they were the AFC Championship game or the semifinals or whatever. And what happens the year that Tom Brady leaves? Dude, you have droves of people leaving the Patriots. These are diehard Pats fans. This is what they have. Diehard Pats fans going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. Why? Because I'm a fucking fan of Tom Brady. Bullshit. What is that?